closure rate, and there are 8 other cities, just like LA, with transportation infrastructure projects ready to break ground today. Mayors in Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, Riverside, and others, they're ready to put their people back to work. Now, let me be clear. 1 in 8 Americans resides in the state of California. We're never going to turn the national economy around until we attack unemployment in this state. Transportation is the key to building our own road to recovery. We must avoid turning the wrong way down a one-way street into a double-dip recession. Now, we've raised the money here in LA to build our own road to recovery, but we need the financing from Congress to break ground on that road now, when our people need it the most. We Angelenos and all Californians need to remind those members of Congress who are so beholden to the economics of cut, slash, cap, and burn that stubborn allegiance to ideology is no virtue, and that bipartisan cooperation in the pursuit of economic recovery is no vice. I know that President Obama understands that the way to build wealth is by investing. We need to see him continue to fight for investment and transportation jobs as he travels around the country. We need to join him in this fight. And most importantly, we need to win this fight. As president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, I've led a delegation of 50 bipartisan mayors to Washington, D.C. We met with the Joint Committee on Deficit Reduction, dubbed the Super Committee. Well, they'll be super if they could supercharge the economy and create the jobs that we need. They'll be a failed committee if they don't. And we told them that the Congress has dithered enough over deficits and debts. Now's the time to secure the country's future. It's time to start building again. Now, last month, I called for fixing California's busted budget and tax systems. I urged lawmakers and the leaders of our business and labor communities to strike a grand bargain for the sake of our state's 2 central pillars, our public school and our public infrastructure. I offered a set of proposals that would reform Prop 13, that would take us from a tax system full of loopholes and exemptions to a system that supports job creation and gives local governments and school districts the ability to generate new revenue, the revenue we need to build a brighter future. Now, without such reforms and the added revenues they would bring in, Californians will never solve the fundamental challenges we face. And the California dream that we all know, that we have benefited so mightily from, will continue its slow fade. Now, I called for this grand bargain for the same reason that I called for a world-class transit system 6 years ago, and for the same reason that I continue to fight for our national transportation initiative, America's Fast Forward. We can't make true progress unless we think and act big. I hear it every day. My fellow mayors across the country are hearing it. Can't keep on living on the investments of our parents and our grandparents. If we want to get people working again, if we want to get those people working again, we want to secure a better future for the next generation. We must reject the politics of cut and cap and embrace the politics of create, collaborate, and compromise. In the past, people have looked elsewhere for those projects that stamped their mark on history and shaped the fortunes of cities and whole regions. They've looked to the island of Manhattan and its famous bridges. They've looked to the mountains of Tennessee and the dams and power plants of the Tennessee Valley Authority. They've looked to the borderlands of Nevada and Arizona and the imposing arc of the Hoover Dam. But now, they'll look west. They'll look here. They'll look to Los Angeles and Southern California in our new subways, our rail lines, our roadways, and our busways. They'll see one of the largest, most innovative infrastructure projects of the new century. It will be a catalyst not just for LA, but for the nation if we can adopt America Fast Forward. America will look to LA and see a new type of leader. They'll see a region that leads in transit ridership, not gridlock. They'll see a region that leads in sustainability, not smog. Now, we've accomplished a tremendous amount in a very short time, but let us pledge to do more. Let us make sure that we invest in the transportation jobs this year. This should be the true measure of our collective leadership, that we work to make the source of our success a source of national success. I've seen what we can do. I know we are up to the challenge. I know we can succeed. Thank you very much.
Now, in town hall tradition, if you will just wait, the mayor has graciously agreed, as is always the case with town hall, to answer some of your questions. If you'll just wait for the microphone to be brought to you, your questions can start now.
Hi. Hello. Which NFL team would you like to see represent Los Angeles?
You know, I am a football fan, and well, it's not here yet, but I'll tell you, I've been working on this for 6 years, and little known fact, with all Casey Wasserman drew on a napkin this idea a number of years ago in my office, and you know, we've talked to the owners. I've had them over my home, your home, Getty House, for dinner. I've talked to Roger Goodell more times than he and I would you know, want to recount. But the reason why, first of all, I think it's important for a town like LA, that I believe is the city of America's hope and promise, to be able to root for a home team. You know, football is one of our national sports. We ought to have not just one team, and you're hearing me say this now, when this all happens, we'll end up having 2 teams. That's just the way the economics of football and the power of this region and this market. But I can tell you that this is not just about football. This is a game changer for this town. This is about expanding from we were 26 out of 25 convention centers. When I became mayor, so that you understand, every single year since the day we opened up the convention center, and Jim, you've been around a long time, every single year we operated in the red. When I became mayor, I said, we're going to start operating in the black. We've operated in the black. We were number 26 in convention center, we're the number 2 city in the country. Number 2, it's the 17th the largest economy in the world. We were 26 in convention center business. We've taken us to 16th. We can't get any lower than that, but we can't go any higher than that until we have better convention center space. This is going to create minimum of 5 hotels downtown. You're going to see a 24-hour city very, very soon. This is going to be a game changer. And at a time in LA when I have had to cut a third of the general fund workforce, we went from 14,500 to less than 10,000 city general fund positions. A third. What I've said is,